I got it.
I told you not to do that.
There are a lot of gun violence cases that we have, and a lot involving teenagers. If you're a part of the underworld or the criminal activity that takes place in Manatee County, you know who to go to and where to go, and with a little bit of money, you can get a gun. Unfortunately, most of those people, when they go and buy a gun, they don't know how to use a gun. And Jasmine Thompson's death is kind of mirrored.
Alzheimer's disease is a progressive, fatal brain disease named for German physician Alois Alzheimer, who first described it in 1906. As many as 5.3 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's. The disorder destroys brain cells, causing problems with memory, thinking, and behavior. Severe enough to affect work, lifelong hobbies, and social life. Alzheimer's gets much worse over time. In a small town, one organization is doing all it can in the fight against Alzheimer's disease. This organization is the Ross Camp Institute, and they are willing to educate students about this issue, which is affecting so many families around the world. Understanding the complexity of this process is a challenging task, but being able to see it in action. The crowd sits on the edge of their seats, waiting in anticipation for the beginning of the race. The anxious team members fix their eyes on the track, hoping that all their hard work will result in victory. There's a blast of smoke, and the cars are off. But these are no ordinary cars. They are miniature CO2-powered racing cars, and they are part of a competition called Formula One in Schools.
Over the past several years, diabetes has become one of the leading killers of Americans. Nearly 24 million people have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is a disease where your body becomes resistant to the insulin in your blood. Your body, unable to take in the glucose in your bloodstream, uses the liver to turn glucose into fatty acids, which causes the symptoms of diabetes. Diabetics have to severely monitor their sugar intake. or they run the risk of developing dangerous health conditions that could result in increased weight gain, kidney failure, heart disease, or even stroke. Diabetics control their sugar intake by sticking to a strict diet and taking daily blood tests. Some of the most unrecognized people in the support staff are the custodians. No one realizes just how important these men and women are. So our next stop was Bashaw Elementary School, where we met with Rex Ballinger, Bashaw's head custodian. He informed us of all the roles and responsibilities custodians have on a daily basis, which include much more than just cleaning classrooms.
The finality of it is brutal.
What the heck does that mean?
And then now, because of global warming.
I'll be right back.
Enthusiastic learners are difficult to come by these days, but Connie Dixon, a third grade teacher at Barina River Elementary School, is teaching her entire class how to become enthusiastic learners with the help of the eFolio program.
I'm really excited to share a little bit about enthusiasm for learning. It's really easy, especially in the elementary level, to get kids excited about their learning. And as far as Advantage goes, what we're doing in the classroom as far as employing our district objectives, whether it's goal setting or enthusiasm for learning, global outreach, or any of the four, enthusiasm for learning lends itself so nicely because the kids, again, especially at elementary, really can get into what they're learning. They're enthusiastic about learning about the district objectives. The district objectives, as far as and eFolio, is not limited to what we do in the classroom. It's what we're doing in our world, which is really unique.
The Southeast High School Seminoles of Bradenton, Florida, have had much success with their athletic teams on both the local and state level. This success has spawned many intense rivalries with other schools, and has fostered a great deal of pride in the school's colors, orange and blue. However, on one evening in October, the Lady Knowles volleyball team put aside their orange and blue for a much different color, and a much more important cause. As many of you may know, October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This year, Southeast and Manatee High Schools collaborated to put together a spectacular event to help raise money for the Susan G. Komen Foundation, one of the country's largest breast cancer awareness organizations. This extraordinary event was the first annual Volley for the Cure. None of the event would have been possible without the determination of the Lady Knowles volleyball team,